Welcome to What the Friday. I'm Andre Cormier, the Executive Director of Mount Blue TV and the Daily Bulldog. Thank you for joining us. We're going to jump right in today with our first segment, which is Bulldog Bullet Points. Since back in August of 2024, teams around the state have been preparing for the first LEGO League competition, which will be held this Saturday, February 1st at the Mount Blue High School. Now, we do have a local team here at the Mount Blue Middle School that's been preparing for this competition, and a few weeks ago we got to stop in at one of their sessions and see how they were getting ready.
I'm Patty Veo, and I'm one of the mentors for the Middle School Robotics Club. I teach at the middle school, and I got started into robotics like 8 or 10 years ago. I was also a mentor when we had the program then, and I did it for a year, and I really enjoy seeing the students interact with A, themselves, but B, with the computer and getting a robot to perform its magic, right? Stacey Augustine and I talked before school started, and we wanted to get this back up and rolling at the middle school, and so this is where we're at. We have our first competition on February 1st. We have about 6 to 8 students, depending on the night, that are programming and accomplishing tasks. Being able to interact respectfully with their peers and recognize that, hey, somebody has a great idea, let's figure out what that idea is and make sure it's gonna work before I introduce my idea. They can't move on to a next mission until they get this one accomplished, and if they're not having success, they need to really listen to their partner. Part of that goal was to get students to interact with their peers in a constructive way and have success. We have students here on Monday nights that want to just code. They just want to play with the Lego kit. They want to be able to create their own machine, their own robot, and get that robot to do whatever they want to do, not compete. They don't want to show up and do their thing. And what's been really nice is we've had one student who's been very consistent on the Monday nights. They show up, they do their coding, and they get their their robot to work what they want it to work, and they videotape, and then they send that home to their parents, and then they have discussions. And because I've talked to this person, and they're like, yeah, we talk about it over dinner, and it's really just to see that this person doesn't ask to work with anybody else, which is okay, they will, and they have, but they're fine. They just want to come and be in a space where they can create and work through frustration, which is code. But the great part is they're off to the side doing their thing. And we have consistently 3 to 5 students who do that. But we also have the high school mentors that are here. So not only are they here for competition, they also can scoot over and help out with the students with their code too, so on the other side of the room. So that part has been really good to have both aspects of LEGO League available for these students.
My job as a mentor is really just facilitating these kids, working with them on their robot design. One thing that we try to stress out both on our high school team and our middle school team is that this is the students' team. This is not, mentors do not run these teams. It's for the students. We made it so that these students can learn. I try not to be as involved as these students are in the construction of the robots. It's mostly just maybe suggesting, like trying to lead them to a couple of ideas, helping them to fulfill their thoughts and or put their thoughts into their designs. Certainly being involved in at the high school level was quite beneficial for me being able to mentor here. I mean, quite honestly, I haven't built a Lego robot before. I don't know exactly what it's like to build a Lego robot, but I know how to go about solving these problems, and I've certainly learned that from the high school program.
These are the wheels, so it goes. And then this is one of the motors, so it could it's like a color motor. It stops at this color. It's going to go 50% speed, and that's just something fun I did, because why not make it smile? And then it goes straight, and then it needs to stop at this color. And then it stops moving, and then it's going to go 30. And we're going to finish the code completely.
I'm Jen Civiello. I'm one of the mentors for the LEGO League team at the middle school. The high school, the Blue Crew Robotics team really has one of their main goals is impact in the community, and so they've worked really hard for the past, probably since their existence, but in the past several years they focused a lot more on community impact, and so the kids have done a lot of things over the summer to get the community excited about robotics, and so last spring they actually made a presentation and met with Principal Black and said, we really want to start this LEGO League team, partially for STEM outreach and partially as a way to have more of a feeder program and get kids excited and know what robotics is about before they come to the high school. We have younger kids as well that are also really excited in robotics, but it's been really fun to be able to watch the high school kids get these younger kids really excited about doing robotics. The competition, the morning portion, kids will get a 30-minute block of time where they sit in a room where it's just them and the judges. They will make a presentation about their innovation project. They'll also present about their robot and the process they went through and really how they came about all of this. And it'll last 30 minutes. The judges will ask them questions, and then we have lunch. And then in the afternoon is when the competitions start. So I think we'll probably have 3 different matches kind of against other teams. And during that competition, although you're competing with other teams, it's really your own individual team. How many points do you accumulate over the course of the morning? But the judges, more than that, are also really looking at gracious professionalism. How are you treating your teammates? How are you treating the other teams there? Are you trying to learn from them? How respectful are you to the referees? Each team will have basically half of a table. They'll have their own field set up. So there are 15 missions on the table itself, and the teams throughout this entire kind of fall time have really decided which missions do you want to accomplish, which make the most sense for the robot design we've made, and which ones do we want to tackle based on ease or where our programming expertise is. And so that's really what they've been working towards. There are a couple neat things. They have 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and their robots have to start in the corners. And they're able to kind of start their robot. It's all autonomous. It's already been programmed in. The robot will go out and do a mission, and if it successfully comes back into one of the 2 starting areas, then they can change out their different mechanisms on the robot, whether one is more like a scooper and one is, something that pushes down on something. They can change it out and then start a new program that will go and accomplish another mission. So as long as the robots return to those home bases, then the students can manipulate them however they'd like before sending them out again. There are 6 tokens along the side. So if a mission starts and then it gets partially accomplished or the robot gets stuck out on the field, then the students can pick it up and bring it back to the home base, and they just lose one of the tokens that are down there. And so at the end of the match, depending on how many tokens they have left, then they get bonus points.
We got a kind of a late start. We didn't start till the middle of October, towards the end of October, and by then most schools have already met 6, 8 times even. And so we said, you know what, we're just going to run this year. We want kids to get the experience. We don't know what our students will be able to accomplish on that day, but whatever they do is going to be more than we had. And so the other goal of having them compete is to come back the Monday after competition and say, okay, where are we looking at for next year? And already start that planning and that excitement to get them to want to come back in September and say, all right, we're going to do this piece.
As you saw in the piece, the theme for this year is Submerged, and again, the event will be happening February 1st. The competitions that you can see will be starting and happening from 1 to 3. We'll also be live streaming that via our services of Mount Blue TV, so you can check it out and find it on the website mountbluetv.org. Other Bulldog bullet points this week you can find on the Daily Bulldog RSU 9 School Board write-up from Leo Goddard, Superintendent addressing some of the concerns about maybe federal funding in those issues. We have a book review from Michaela Wrigley, one of our new writers, contributing from the Farmington Flyer as well. An informative piece from Nicole Lund about some criminal justice reform legislation that is in the works. And the Mount Blue High School announced the Hall of Fame class for this year, the 3rd class. We will be covering that event Saturday as well, February 1st. The girls game tips at 4:30. The Hall of Fame ceremony will be after that, followed by the boys varsity game at 7 p.m. A little before the holidays, we had an opportunity to go over to Maine Health Franklin and talk with President Barb Sergio about some new aspects of the emergency department expansion and some changes in the oncology department.
Good morning, I'm Barb Sergio. I'm the president at Maine Health Franklin Hospital here in Farmington. Welcome to our Oncology Cancer Care and Infusion Center here at the hospital. Some exciting news. We just opened this new suite back in July of this year after about a year and a half renovation. Exciting news for our patients and our staff and their families. The previous space was tiny, no open windows, and very limited on how many patients we could see every day. The new space here is amazing. It has tons of natural light. It has expanded capacity of about 30 to 40%, maybe even a little more, depending on the day. And modernized facilities for our staff, patient, and family members so that they can receive the care they need here locally at home in comfort and in a modern atmosphere. Super excited to have this work done. As you can see, the space is beautiful and exciting times for Franklin. Where we have our emergency department modernization project and expansion work that's going to happen. We're standing now at the front of the hospital where you come in. The work actually starts here. It's not just in our emergency department. So in the future, when you come in the front of the hospital, this whole front changes. So you'll still go front straight into the hospital, but you'll also now have an option to go right down a corridor here to a brand new emergency department waiting room, triage center, and check-in desk. All redone and modernized, and we're utilizing all of our space here in the front of the hospital to do that. Right now, you have a nice arch going around the side. All of this space gets used. The walls come across here, corridors change, offices change, the lay of the land changes completely so that we can have a clear path to our emergency department. You'll see some differences in the overhead canopy as you pull up, but it will remain as part of the project. We can walk further down this way, and I'll show you that this is currently the emergency department waiting room, and all of this becomes part of a construction suite. So we will cordon off this entire hallway during the project, which is slated to last about 18 months to 24 months, depending on how quickly things move. So it'll be quite labor intensive and long for our community and our care team members. We're slated to do this in 5 phases. We have to have a functioning emergency department while we're doing the work. So right now, currently we have 10 emergency room bays or spaces for our patients. When we're all done in about a year and a half to 2 years, we'll have 18 spaces. So almost doubling the capacity of our emergency department. We'll have some much needed dedicated space for our mental health or behavioral health patients who need a safe space to be. We'll have some fast track chairs so that if you're not really sick, you can maybe get in and get out a little bit faster. Just a streamlined experience in our emergency department. So standing out in front of the emergency entrance that everybody has known forever. This actually changes a little bit. The canopy will be a little bit different during the expansion and remodel for the emergency department. One key point here for us to talk about is that right now, when you come to visit the emergency department here, you are using the same entrance as the ambulance crews and anybody else. It's for everybody. That changes and goes away in the new model. So only ambulances will use this bay. We will have a dedicated patient walk-in entrance in the front of the hospital, which is amazing. So we're super excited about that. We have separate and safe lanes of traffic for everybody that way. Some real things that our community are going to notice about this renovation or modernization project when it's all done are volume. So for example, in 2018, 2019, our emergency department was seeing approximately 13,000 visitors a year. This year, we just ended, we saw 20,000 patients. So if you can envision that, that is why the wait times are longer in the emergency department, you know, why it's just a little harder to get seen. We're not the same small community we were even 5 years ago. So when we're all done, you know, we're almost doubling the capacity of this emergency department. I'm not saying there's not going to be a wait or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is that your experience should be streamlined. You'll have options for fast track care, maybe not the full emergency room department experience if you need it. So maybe you can get in and out a little bit faster. Another key point of this is line of sight. Currently, if you come to the emergency department, the waiting room is around the corner out of sight. And so a lot of our patients feel like once they get into the emergency department waiting room, they just wonder what's happening. In our new layout, you are right in front of the receptionist desk, the triage area where the nurse sees you, all of that good stuff. So you are up front and center, right in front of everything. So you will be part of your care a little more intimately when you visit our new experience. We follow, along with our contractor, a set of stringent like patient safety and guidance type things, but the place is going to be, you know, a little different for sure. You're going to see some temporary like plywood walls. You may see some cabling that's been temporarily run over things. We will have as much signage up as we possibly can to make sure that everybody is getting where they need to safely and efficiently. You know, but there may be hiccups. So if you or a loved one or a family member come and you have a bad experience or you need to let somebody know that it's not going well, please reach out to the hospital. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And if you just call the main switchboard, they will make sure that we get your concern or complaint addressed. So we will still have a functioning emergency department. We will still have plenty of beds for our patients. They just may not look the same. Actually, they won't look the same at all. There'll be temporary setups, and you know, you might find the staff looking for things here and there, but everything has been thought out very carefully. We've been working on this actually for about 3 years, but on this set of plans in earnest for the last year, trying to comb through every single detail of what it's like to be a patient or a care team member providing care in the space as we remodel it. So again, bear with us, be patient. When we're all done, this is going to be an amazing facility for our community. But again, don't hesitate to reach out if something did not go well on your visit here, and we'll address it as we can immediately. So thank you.
Our Pets of the Week segment, cat and a dog, per usual. The first, though, this week is a Cat of the Week, Ghidorah. He is looking for a home with other cats to hang out. He really does love to snuggle up with a friend, shy with people, but sure to blossom and settle in once he moves in with the right human. Come visit Ghidorah and other cats at the Franklin County Animal Shelter. And while you're there, you can check out the Dog of the Week, which is Bo. He's a perfect hound dog for a person with lots of room and time to spend with him and getting used to being in a life of freedom. He has all the typical traits, loves to let you know something is happening with a hearty howl, a champion sniffer on his walks, and more focused on everything happening around him than being lazy and getting pets. Again, you can make an appointment and head down and see those Pets of the Week or any of the pets down there, and you can also at any time make a donation of time, money, or supplies. That always helps the animal shelter. Well, the event calendar is jam-packed with things going on in the area. It's a time of year where if you like to get outside, hopefully it's warming up a little bit, the weather's turned, and One of the things you can get out and do is a Nordic ski to the Flagstaff Lake Hut this weekend. Beginner backpack cross-country skiers, this one is for you. This is part of the Maine Hut Trail experience. You can have a guided experience. Optional lunch and beverages are available for purchase between 12 and 2. They're going to get out and leave around 11 a.m. This is led by Maine Hut guide Erica. It's a free event. Do RSVP if you can, so that they can plan accordingly. Bags with Benefits, a cornhole tournament is happening on Saturday as well. Bags fly at noon, $40 a team. This is to benefit the United Way of the Tri-Valley area. So that's a great way to raise some money for the United Way and have some fun doing it. There is a silent movie festival happening at the Emory Arts Center. It's put on by Arts Farmington. You can check it out. The comedy festival, it's featuring live traditional music accompaniment by Doug Protzik on old-time piano. This is an event that was modified. It was originally going to be a Chaplin film, but they instead have a bunch of shorts that they're going to take a look at, comedy shorts. And Doug is extremely talented at doing this. It's been a fun crowd pleaser. So if that interests you, you can go over to the Emory Arts Center. It starts at 7, $20 a ticket, but with Arts Farmington, as always, whatever you can do, they will turn no one away. At the Homestead Side Stage, we've got a great duo happening. Brent Laughlin and the Burn Permits are going to perform from 5 to 8. They'll be backed up after that by Invite the Wild. This is a great new thing happening at the Homestead for a venue for artists and also for people to come and enjoy these acts. So if you want to, you can make reservations, but great new thing at the Side Stage Lounge. Sunday, you can get in some yoga. The Satmanab Yoga Ashram and Industry has classes. The proceeds go toward the organization, which is a nonprofit. They do ask for pre-registration. You can call it or visit their website to get involved in those. And remember to check out the events calendar on our website. We try to make sure that we put as many things on there, and if you have an event, you can always put your own on. A great resource for the community to find out what's happening. We're happy to find out that Annie Clark will be performing February 23rd at the Mount Vernon Community Center. Annie was kind enough to join us on an episode of Adroit Artists last year. The proceeds of this are going to be going toward the Mount Vernon Food Bank. Get involved with supporting that cause and come out and see some great music with Annie, which we will leave you with some of today as we end What the Friday. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Here I am, I know this view. Way up here, it's deja vu. Breathing hard, looking down. It's a long fall to a hard ground. I can feel fingers slip. Slowly now I lose my grip. I learn again what I already know. To move ahead, I must let go. Between the rungs, I'm in a trance, but if I hold on, I can't advance. So way up here, I'll take my chance. Between the rungs, I choose to dance. I won't look down, I'll look ahead. I'll loosen up my grip and loosen up my head. It's a leap of faith, it's part of the dream. It's the letting go and it's the dance between the rungs. I'm in a trance, but if I hold on, I can't advance. So way up here, I'll take my chance. Between the rungs, I choose to dance. Hey, hey. And I might look scared temporarily, but between the wrongs, I find the best in me. Between the wrongs, I'm in a trance, but if I hold on, I can advance. So way up here, I'll take my chance. Between the wrongs, I choose to dance, and I'm in a trance, but if I hold on, I can advance. So way up here, I'll take my chance. Between the wrongs, I